When computers were first introduced to society, they revolutionized the way work could be conducted. Before this time, humans relied on each other to complete complicated jobs. Things we do with ease today, such as send a text message, would be almost impossible without a convenient cell phone to transmit the message for you. In this day and age, humans have become reliant on technology for even the simplest of everyday tasks, and we become more reliant every single day. With every new technological development, one question must be asked: will and can computers ever replace us? Although currently only about 30% of all tasks are fully automated by computers, there exist hundreds of areas where computers are already in use to boost efficiency and aid humans in complex tasks. While computers by nature do not possess soft skills to deal with abstract problem solving, they greatly outmatch humans when it comes to pure calculation and performance. On an assembly line, a robot can produce hundreds of products per day, making barely any mistakes in a fraction of the time it used to take humans. Computers do not need to sleep, nor do they have health risks that can become liability issues in the future, making them the perfect workers for everyday repetitive tasks. For decades now, computers have outperformed humans in many tasks, beating us at our own games and computing advanced mathematics in seconds, what used to take months or even years. It is time to accept the age of automation and integrate computers into everyday jobs. This pure processing power and efficiency can save companies millions of dollars in the long term and marginally increase yearly output. However, this technology is only truly superior when it comes to manual labor jobs. While current computers and emerging technologies such as quantum computing hold much promise for the future, there are many challenges that must be addressed in other areas. The most obvious concern is of creativity, which in this case is defined as the ability to think independently and create original ideas. Can computers match the creativity, problem-solving, and flexibility necessary for everyday work? The answer today is no, but that does not mean it will remain this way forever. Computers can already learn from humans, training by analyzing patterns in data and human behavior to attempt to match their performance in certain tasks. This technology, however, is nowhere near being ready to replace humans. In jobs that do not have a focus on manual labor, but require creativity and problem solving, such as those who work in business-related fields, say economics or marketing, for example, there is not a computer in the world that could replace a professional in such fields. While analytics can be done by computers to aid in these roles, the advanced problem solving and decision making needed to find success in these areas cannot be done with just an algorithm. While computers are very useful in finding pattern data, they have no ability to be creative independently. For example, a computer can help you decide who your target market will be, but it cannot create the advertisements for you. A computer can teach a class a lesson a certain way, but it cannot abstractly explain a concept to students in any other way than it is programmed. This is why for full automation of these jobs, computers and artificial intelligence, a subset of programming that involves training a computer to learn on its own, must be further developed to fully fulfill our roles. I have no doubt that as machine learning evolves, we will continue to move closer to a day where these possibilities all become a reality. Another concern is of ethics. Any form of automation will come at the cost of jobs. It is always difficult to let someone go from your company, and even harder as a worker to be fired and replaced by a computer who can do your job better than you for less money. This is one of the ethical dilemmas associated with automation. On the one hand, companies can increase productivity, but on the other hand, it is the expense of jobs of workers who are already not making much of a salary in these cheap manual labor jobs. According to BBC News, up to 20 million factory jobs will be replaced by robots by 2030. And although most of these jobs will be replaced by highly skilled workers needed to maintain the technology, the presence of low-level jobs will start to become obsolete in the economy of the future. Now, to understand why this is a problem today, we must look to the source of it. The volatility of such jobs comes from the repetition of such tasks. The more routine a task, the easier it is for a robot to be programmed to perform it. Much like how it is easier to memorize a set of instructions and perform them over and over again than to have to learn something new every single day for your job, it is much easier to program a computer to replace a task because you only need to code it once. This is why there is no real way to match this efficiency with manual labor. And so although the ethics of replacing human workers with robots may not seem ideal for most companies, the long-term economical gain must not be ignored. And as always, the invisible hand of greed will drive businesses to automation to increase profits in the long term. While many fear the consequences of automation, it is inevitable that someday computers will handle most of our routine work. From using data analysis to make marketing decisions, to driving our cars for us, automation will define the way that we work in the future. Technology is starting to control the way we live, and it is necessary to embrace it in an aiding role to us. Automation can help us improve our workflow and spend less time crunching numbers, doing painstaking tasks that can be done for us, and give us more time to be creative, to innovate, and to do the work that moves the world forward. Evolution and adaptation is inevitable, so it is time to embrace it. Computers can and will replace human jobs. Maybe not fully, but in a complementary role, doing the tasks that we hate to do so we can continue to use the traits that make us human, to move the world forward and work with computers in our everyday lives.